guys, I am so excited to see everybody. There we go. Now we have nice big pictures of everything here. This is In the Biz with
Ken
and Liz.
How you doing this evening, Liz?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Oh, I'm having a great day. Had a great weekend. For the first time, Linda's been going through a lot of health issues.
Yes.
For the first time, she was able to get up, get a little makeup on. We went to a friend's wedding, which was right up the street. It was an outdoor wedding. She got to see some live music. I am so blessed. I'm so happy. She felt great that day. Not feeling too great today, but the fact that she got to get out of the house and for the first time in over 2 years was spectacular.
Oh my gosh, 2 years.
I know, yeah.
I am so happy that you guys were able to get out, get a little sun. Was it beautiful weather too?
Oh, it was absolutely spectacular. And congratulations to Kyle and Pam Gentry. You tied the knot. That's fantastic. I understand you got some big going on. With you two, you went to Vegas and you had a big old time there. That was fantastic. I saw the little post you had. That was cool. I
did. It was a very nice trip. It was kind of weird though. I've got to tell you, it was just.
Well, it is Vegas.
It is Vegas. I forget how relaxed we've been here in the Southeast. And, granted, we have so much space for sprawl, right? You're up in Nashville. I'm in Atlanta. We don't really have too many borders that confine us to just one space. So because we're able to space out, I'm assuming, we've been kind of relaxed with a lot of the regulations and a lot of the masking and that kind of stuff. And I'm very happy about that. I am not a double, triple, quadruple masker. I can't imagine you are.
I am not. I have COPD, so it's so hard for me to wear a mask anyway. But I understand that Las Vegas, because, their whole industry thrives around people and entertainment, much like it does here in Nashville. But with the theaters and everything that's there in Nashville or in Vegas, I can understand that it was probably desolate until the weekends, and then the weekends probably opened up quite a bit, didn't it?
Well, so here's the thing. So we were there at the very end of April, very first weekend in May. So just a couple weeks ago, they were at 25% capacity.
Oh, man.
And May 1st, they opened up to 80% capacity.
Wow.
So the first couple of days, before May 1st, when we got there, it was like nobody was there. It was so surreal, just weird to walk into a casino and you don't hear people yelling and high-fiving each other and people talking and the machines go. You didn't hear any of it. It was really weird. And so it was very easy to stay spaced out from each other.
Yeah.
But they would, chase you about the whole mask thing. If they caught you drinking a bottle of water and you didn't have your mask on, it's like, okay, guys, like how does this work? Like that's not possible. So in the restaurants, you were fine. You could sit down, you could actually take it off. So the restaurants were full, but the restaurants were only just a few, a percentage of them were open. So you have to have a reservation to go anywhere, to eat anywhere. You had to have a reservation because everybody's just flocking to these restaurants to get the mask off their face, to sit and relax and kind of feel like you're on vacation. And I understand that, of course, health and safety is first and foremost, always. But, being able to spread out, I kind of figured maybe it would be a little relaxed. And then once they opened up to 80%, I was like, I get it. Where's my mask? Like, there's too many people. And so, it became weird, like Vegas is supposed to be. It's just a weird menagerie of human beings of all walks of life.
Did you get to see any of the stars on sidewalks, like LV, Las Vegas Gene, or the Superman, or I know there's a lot of characters that hang out on the sidewalks up there. Did you see none of those?
Everything shut down. There were no
wow, not even after
characters,
May?
no showgirls, no shows, no museums. Nothing was open.
We're
So
gonna have to schedule a show there when everything opens up. We should just go there and do it from the Strip.
I
right
think
there
so
on the
too. I
sidewalk.
think that would be a lot of fun. Absolutely a lot
great.
of fun when it's like busy and hustling and you see these cute little girls with perfect 21-year-old bodies like covered in feathers, but that's it. And they're just, oh, come to my show. You know, like that's Vegas. So it wasn't really like the Vegas experience. But if you're headed there to Vegas, go. You're going to have a great time because they're opening up more and more and more as they're adding capacity. As with the entire nation, we're all hiring. So
Right.
everybody's desperate for workers. So they just don't have the manpower to chase it.
Well,
And
people
now
are staying at home getting paid by the government. I mean, if they stop or slow down that, people would go back to some semblance of normalcy. People need to work. But if people, I mean, I get it. If you're staying home and if you work 40 hours a week and you're making $1,600 a week, but yet you can stay home and make $2,500 a week, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. You know?
No, it sure doesn't. And it's really hurting a lot of us.
And
I mean,
I'm sure that the sooner or later those I'm not going to call them idiots, but those people up there on Capitol Hill will figure out, okay, hey, let's do this. Let's start giving them money so they'll go back to work.
yeah, it's a challenge. It is a real challenge. Yeah. Some of the states are definitely refusing the money for unemployment, but now we have the child tax credit, which is hitting each month. So it's going to be a really interesting year. I am hoping and praying for the very best for everybody, but God knows all the service industries, we need people back to work. I need people back to work. I'm in construction and maintenance.
I know. God
it's
love
like
you.
It's crazy to try to hire somebody.
The company owners are starving to death.
Yeah.
And they're losing contracts and they're losing their businesses but God's got a plan. There's a plan behind all this, and God's got.
There is.
He'll figure this out. If we want to sit here and bitch and complain, we can do that all day. But if you turn it over to God and let you realize, hey, look, this is all part of a plan. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Sooner or later, it will all work out. You and I both know that. We're believers, and we're people. We're entertainment. We're entertainers, as well as you being a business owner, you and your husband. So I'm here with you. You can scream in this here. It's just going to go out this one, but together, you and I will get through this, as well as your family.
Yes, we are. We're all going to get through this. And I think, lessons learned, challenges in life, that's how we grow. That's how we become wiser. We become better contributionists, if you will, in this world, which is what I think it's all about. But we're not here to talk about the politics in the world around us, although this is lovely. I love chatting with you. We could go on for 3 hours long just talking about the world around us, Ken, because that's how you and I are. We click, and I love.
We're family.
We're family, and I love our connection.
Tonight's topic has a lot to do with the legal system, so
it does.
This is going to lead us right into what our topic is, and that is, go ahead.
Well, before we get to that, I would like to ask you, did you need a little something to get a little pep in your step tonight?
I absolutely did. I did, and I'd like to. You are the one that introduced this to me, and it's an amazing product. It is available at Walgreens, Walmart, and CVS, and several other places, and hopefully in your area they have different. They are called Vita Energy. They are absolutely fantastic. I've got the cinnamon. You've got the
this is the chocolate mint. So I'm a chocolate mint, the green ice cream. That's me. I mean, I like pistachio as well, but the chocolate mint. So I haven't tried this chocolate mint yet. And I thought, Last show, I had 2 mints. So each mint is 40 milligrams of caffeine, which is a half a cup of coffee. So I really needed it last interview. So I had 2 of them at 9 o'clock, and I didn't go to bed until 3. I mean, it really keeps you up, but it doesn't give you the jitters. I mean, it's just so nice and natural and clean. So anyway, I chewed off half of one of these mints well before we went live tonight.
You and I've known each other a long time. Could you imagine me on 2 of these?
No. No. But this chocolate mint, you know how some of them are so overpowering? You feel like you're, out there just chewing on the spearmint herb plant that you have in the front yard. Yeah, this was so mellow. But then I was drinking my water and it's like, icy cool in the back of my throat. So it's really, really nice. Maybe if you have allergies, your throat's bothering you, something like that. This mint chocolate Vitamint is great. So go to goviter.com. That's goviter.com to check them out today. They're also at Walmart, some of the other big box stores, but here's all 5 of their flavors, which is brand new for 2021. They have added a few flavors over the years, and it is packed full of folate, your vitamin B, so B6, B12, as I said, 40 milligrams of caffeine, and best ever, all natural, organic, 0 calories. I mean, it's no colors, no artificial flavors. They're just great. So go get some Go Viter mints today at goviter.com.
They are spectacular. Go get them.
Yes.
I can't go without them now. I'm glad they sent us these little cases because I don't know what I'd do without them now.
I know.
I'm not drinking as much coffee. Well, I bet that mint you got there would be great with a cup of coffee.
Whoa. That would send your coffee in like overdrive. All right, let's say hello to everybody who's tuning in. We have Michael Schwartz. Hello. How are you?
Oh, Michael.
Johnny Mac Masig. Sorry, that was a mouthful. John, good to see you.
You said that right out loud.
Yes. Jim Valente, how are you? Yeah. Good to see you.
Jim.
And Ralph Owens, it is always good to see all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in. We have a dynamic show tonight and a very important show, especially, this is kind of the green guide, right? This is, are you thinking about getting into the industry? Maybe did you just get into the industry? You're coming up on your first couple of bookings. This is definitely a show you want to watch, right, Ken?
Absolutely. Because if you're just getting into the industry, you are going to get slammed with so many things that you're not going to understand. They're going to throw papers at you left and right. Sometimes, and there are people out there that will try to take advantage of the fact that you are not well versed in the industry. We're going to discuss some of that tonight, and several other things. So tonight, like I said, pay very, very close attention. If you have a question, it is not a stupid question. The stupid question is the one that is not asked. So don't think it's stupid. I'm not going to ask that because that sounds like it'd be stupid. It's not a stupid question. That's what we are here for. We're here for you.
Absolutely. So tonight's topic is on NDAs. And NDA stands for?
Non-disclosure agreement.
Right. Non-disclosure agreement. So anytime, and I have a little list here, I'm wondering if maybe you have a couple other bullet points to the list. Hello, Steve Bird. Thank you so much for that sweet comment that you just wrote into the show. So for an NDA for film and television, I have received NDAs for these reasons. Now, Ken, you are way more seasoned than I am.
Well, thank you.
Probably. Didn't mean it that way. I wasn't calling you the old bay of the industry, but so I've received NDAs for auditions, both, of course, television and film bookings, script releases, meeting space, so as in the meeting space under planning, writing sessions, focus groups, storyboards, and shot lists. What am I missing?
Absolutely. You're missing. Well, there are actually some NDAs disclosures for theater as well. If you're going to be doing a theater production that has not been released before, they want to make sure that you don't tell anybody else about it. Like you said, commercials are huge like that. I did one with Daryl Waltrip, had to sign the NDA with that. Could not say his name.
Right.
You know, what are you doing, Ken? Oh, nothing. You know, because if you say something wrong, you can be subject to losing your Screen Actors Guild membership. You could be sued for up to millions of dollars because if something happens and it doesn't go through, what that money that could have potentially been made from that movie, commercial, TV show, or whatever, if anything affects that, it can come right back to you because you did not keep your mouth shut. Non-disclosure in applicant. If they tell you not to tell anybody, just don't say anything. So.
Right. Absolutely. I would agree with you. And I'm glad that you said theater because, of course, yes, theater, I've had it, NDAs to sign for basically anything that someone might want to protect because in this industry, that thought, the meetings, the edits, the scripts, that is the business. You know,
and it can be stolen at any moment.
Right.
All they need is that little bit of an idea, a little bit of information, and somebody can steal that idea and produce it much faster, and then the other person has no recourse.
Right.
Hence the NDA.
So I found a really cool video that I'd love to be able to show everybody that's watching and tuning in. And this is on a website, which is filmdaily.tv. That's FILMDAILY.tv. And this one, it's a little dry, so I definitely want to talk about it once we're done with it. But I would love for everybody out there to be able to see it. So I'm going to show it in solo. So you're not going to be able to see Ken and I. So we're going to be nice and quiet so everybody can listen. But here it is. This is the importance of an NDA or non-disclosure agreement told by an entertainment attorney.
An NDA, or a non-disclosure agreement, is a very important document for any small business owner because in any type of communication that a small business owner may have with a potential business partner or actually existing business partners or even employees, that small business wants to maintain the confidentiality of information that is valuable to that small business or trade secrets that are valuable to that small business. And an NDA is intended to give the small business owner the confidence that when that small business owner is communicating either in written form or orally to any other party, that party is going to maintain the confidentiality of that information and the trade secrets, and will not be able to just go and disclose that information to other people or other parties unless there's permission given to do so, or in the NDA it says that there's a right for that other party to disclose this information, but only to people who have a need to know. So it's important or essential to the potential business relationship or the existing business relationship. And even then, only if the people that other party is disclosing the confidential information and trade secrets to also agrees in writing to maintain the confidentiality of that information and to take certain steps to make sure that that information is not disclosed elsewhere. So it's really important for any small business to have a well-crafted, well-protective NDA to protect them.
All right. So I loved that little video because it was comprehensive. It's short. It's to the point. I don't think there's too much explaining, but it was a little dry. Was there?
Yeah, I like the fact that they were talking about the small business. And I should have actually said that before, because any small business, that competition is always out there for other competitors. Okay, they say they're going to do this. They're going to give them free DVD away with every purchase of a DVD. So, any idea that one company may have to build their business,
right?
They have all their employees sign these NDAs, and I like the fact that it went in through the business. I thought you were going to show the one that Sag had shown, which was through the film industry. But it's basically the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Confidentiality rule, number one. That is rule one. If you do slip up, there is a certain amount of forgiveness, but it's crucial. It's crucial in this business that you are trusted, you are believed, and that people can trust you, and people know that you are professional enough to do what you're supposed to do, follow the rules, be on work, be on set on time, ready to go, be as professional as possible. Not like I am on here, because here it's me and my sister. This is my beautiful sister, as far as I'm concerned. And but when it comes right down to it, and we are on set or at work, that is our job. That's what we do. That's what we've chosen to do for our profession. Because most of the time, if anybody's seen any of the movies that I've been, I'm always the bad guy. And on here, everybody thinks there's no way this guy is the bad guy. I just look like him when I'm on TV. I mean, I've got a heart that's as big as Texas, and I'd give anybody the shirt off my back if I knew they needed it. But you have to be trusting, and you have to be, you have to do the right thing.
You do.
Because sooner or later, somebody's going to get the word. Somebody's going to realize that you said something, and you're not going to be called anymore.
Well, see, and it's so easy. And the one thing that I definitely want to say, because I've had castmates before, not many, thankfully, not many, but there was a recast one time on a production I was working within, because it is so easy today to see who's saying something and who isn't saying something. So to be able to have a he said, she said, hearsay kind of thing, where one castmate comes to the director and says, so-and-so said something to somebody else, that's he said, she said. It would never hold up in court. So that's not something that they're going to go after. What they're going to go after is concrete evidence. How do you get the best concrete evidence today? Online.
Yep.
Social
online
media.
Yeah, Facebook,
Right.
Twitter. I happen to remember, what was his name? Trump. That was his name.
Right.
He got into a lot of trouble over Twitter, and his, and now he's banned from Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
And if a production company, perfect example, Star Wars, when they came out with the brand new movie after so many years, they would transport people back and forth to set in these golf carts that were completely covered so nobody could see them. Even right down to the people that were running the wiring for the microphones and the construction people that were building the sets. Every single person on set and in the industry that is involved with that film signs an NDA.
Right.
Even the actors. Now, here's the big thing. People are going to say, well, how come that whenever they're on the talk shows, they talk about them? Well, see, that's the difference. That's the clause that's in there. And they can only talk about certain things. They cannot bring up different, they only, and if they're on the talk show, most of the time, the movie is already out or coming out the next day. So, if you ever watch talk shows, I'm going to remember one back from the, I want to say it was back from the early mid-70s. I want to say it was Carson. Harrison Ford was on there. And they were talking about how he got hooked up with George Lucas, being a construction worker, a carpenter. And they cast one individual, and it just didn't work out. So they asked him if he wanted to audition. He did audition. He got the part, and the rest was history. When they came out with the Return of the Jedi, that's when he came back to Carson, and they were asking him, "Can you give us a little bit about the new movie?" And he says, "I'm a pilot. course, I'm a pilot in real life too. And basically that had nothing to do with the movie. So he just made something up. But yes, he is a pilot. That was truthful. But there's things that you cannot say, hence the non-disclosure agreement. So.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, how many productions have I been on where they've actually checked 100%?
Me too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The identical secret handshake, everything that I've done, side of the little student films, every single project I have done on Venom, even independent films,
right?
Every single one of them have had the non-disclosure agreement. It's part of the business.
It's totally part of the business. And, you know, like you had said, where let's say you booked the Tonight Show, you're going on there to talk about a film that is to be released. Well, that's a whole nother conversation for another night, in my opinion,
Absolutely.
because that's the part where within your contract, you are contractually obligated these days to promote the film that you're in, especially if you're
was
lead.
The next point I was going to get to. That's exactly what I was going to say. Promotion is part of that NDA, and if you don't do it, again, you can be penalized for that as well. So
totally. So, what is the best recourse if, let's say, production's coming after you for an NDA breach, and you feel like you haven't done anything wrong?
I actually have through the Screen Actors Guild, we have a plethora, an army of attorneys that are there on my behalf. Now, if I'm not telling the truth, and I told my brother, but he promised he wouldn't tell anybody. That, you know, if you told somebody something about it, tell the lawyers. Mm-hmm. They can work with them. They'll do everything they can. But your best recourse is just don't say anything, because it's your job. If just don't say it. And people will say it's like Christmas. You don't want to know what's in there underneath the tree. And when the Christmas morning comes, you open up gifts. Oh, you're excited. It's just like the audience that comes to the movies or sits down in front of the TV to watch a movie. If they know how it ends, well, what's the use? If they know what's going to happen, what's the use in even watching the program? You know, just don't say anything. But if you do, and you happen to slip up, make sure you've got somebody legal. You've got an attorney to help you.
Exactly. So I have another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say you are, okay, for this instance, and, you know, when you are auditioning for the big boys, they're not going to release that audition without an NDA. That's, you know, it depends on the relationship they have with your agent, maybe. But let's just say they have a great relationship with your agent. You've already auditioned. You've made it to 3 rounds of auditions, and you've booked it. So now you have to sign an NDA to acquire the script. And
absolutely,
you decline.
Then they're going to get somebody else. They're going to hire someone else.
Right. Get the hook. Take them off stage.
Yeah, big hook comes on. You're gone. If you refuse to do it, that's like saying, like getting hired to be work at Burger King and say, but I can't touch the hamburgers.
Right. Exactly.
You're out.
Exactly. We have somebody in here with a really great comment that I would love to be able to share with everybody. I have it up on the screen right now. It's from Joe Mathis, and Joe is saying, have an attorney who looks at your contracts before you sign them. Oh my God. Yes. And this isn't just for booking work. That is for acquiring management, acquiring an agent, a publicist, anybody who wants to give you a contract for any reason, have an attorney look at it.
This is what's great about you and I. You are what's called, and we've discussed this before, and we'll hit the bullet these real quick. You're what's called Sag Eligible.
Yes.
And I am SAG.
Right.
So all the documents that I have to sign are all already seen by SAG. When I go to an audition, I have a stack of paperwork that I have to sign up to read over, and but they have already been seen by the attorneys who screen actors guild before I even get there. So and if they release a script to me, I sign another bunch of forms, and each stack of those papers are NDAs, and everything that you do from auditioning to rehearsal to reads to screen tests, every single time you have an NDA. Like I said, in the Screen Actors Guild, we have the attorneys that have already looked over those. But if you have a question, that's why you would have those, because you can call your representative Screen Actors Guild and say, page 7, section 2, number 206-43. I had a question about this, and they'll explain that to you. And if something you don't agree, they can actually go back to the directors and producers and edit that and fix it for you. And if they still want you, then it's fine. And 99% of the time, if it's something small like they want you to get a nose piercing, and you just don't want to do that, well, again, makeup can do that. I mean, just little stuff like that. That's why it's really important to read these things for yourself. And if it's something you don't understand, get your lawyer or get your SAG representative to go over them and explain them to you.
Oh, totally. Totally. And I think even if you think that you understand it, still have someone, have not someone, because you don't want someone, starting uneducated in the legal arena, and then you pass it off to a friend or a mom, and they, oh, honey, I think it looks fine. No. Have, an entertainment attorney look at it, even if you're SAG eligible, to where you don't have SAG's plethora of attorneys at your beck and call, which is a great reason to be SAG, to have that benefit on your side, definitely. But pay for it. It doesn't
cost that much.
It doesn't cost a fortune.
And there are so many of them out there in Atlanta, all over the country. There are lawyers out there that do. I mean, it's such a minute thing for attorneys to go through a contractual contract, a contractual agreement. I mean, they can look through that in 3 seconds and say whether it's binding or not, or whether it's when in doubt, whip it out.
Right. And like you said,
get an attorney.
Like you said, it'll take them a couple of minutes. So if you have to pay $100 for them to take 20 minutes worth of their time to look at it, then pay the $100 for them to look at it, because it's going to save you so much grief in the long run. Now, what about, well, my mom asked me what I booked. So I told her what the project was and the leads and the network. No! Because moms have mouths too.
And moms are proud of their babies. And what are they going to do? First thing, they're going to pick, Marge, you're not going to believe this. Oh. Moms, what you do, say, Mom, hey, something great happened. Hopefully it's going to be life-changing. If not, you're going to be proud of me. It's a surprise. And I got to go. Bottom line, just like that.
Right, exactly. All right, got another question for you, Ken.
Yes, ma'am.
So here I am, new and green, never done this before, but I booked something. So they're like, well, sweetheart, we need you to sign an NDA, but it costs $50 to acquire the NDA.
Put your roller skates on and get out of there. You don't pay anybody.
Right.
The money comes from, if you have an agent, okay? And agents and agencies are two totally different agencies represent multitudes of people. An agent represents you as well as several other actors, but you are their first and foremost importance. Agents take a percentage of what you earn. So if you don't earn anything, they don't get anything. Same with the agencies, only they do it. They'll book 50 people at $100 a day, whereas SAG is different. But anyway, if somebody else says, I got to have $500 and I will submit you to this, no, you don't. Talent has no money. Just remember that. Talent has no money.
Yep. No.
If somebody asks you for money, it's fake. It's a scam.
That's right. Somebody asks you to bring food for the whole cast and crew, no. If somebody asks you to provide rides for your co-star or your castmate, no.
No, that's all. That is supposed to be supplied by people on the set. That's in transportation, and that's a whole different issue. There's, like I said, there's so much things, so many. If you've never been on the set of a motion picture or a commercial or anything, television, if you've never been on the set, it's hard for me to explain to you how many people. If you've got a 3-person cast, you can guarantee there's probably 300 people behind them putting that production together. Okay. Right. And every one of them people signed an NDA. So if they say, okay, we're kind of short on drivers. Hey, Ken, you're not going to be in this next scene. Do you want to take a golf cart and run up there and get it? No, you're not paid to be a driver. Stop it.
No. And this is a little off topic, but we might as well go there. If you are booked to not speak on a production and they pull you forward and say, sweetheart, can you just say these few words? You get a Taft-Hartley.
Right. And that's a bump in scale.
That is
that means
bump.
You get paid more.
That works towards your SAG eligibility. That is right. Huge. You don't do that as a bonus for anybody, but that is definitely off topic. So I think NDAs, it should be pretty self-explanatory. And right. I think we've gone over the majority of it. There is, from what I was researching, there is a way that productions will allow a natural recourse to happen. And this was really interesting. So I'm going to read a little bit. So forgive me for reading live on the air. You can see Ken's beautiful face, but here are the steps 1 through 6. So it says their first step to be able to correct a leak. Now, this is definitely going to be based on production size. If you're dealing with big budget SAG productions, I think they're going to skip a couple of these steps and go to some of the later steps because it is not worth the hit on revenue for you to leak information. So they're just going to kick this thing straight up. But I think for a smaller production, they first notify you. They send a notice. They ask you to correct things that you should not have done. Maybe take down postings, delete accounts, things like that. Step 2 is acquire evidence. I'm pretty sure they would have had to do that first because they've already caught you. So okay, what is this, nondisclosureagreement.com? I think we got those a little flip-floppy, but make legal claims, attempt to settle. Then there's an injunction for step 5 and seek damages and legal fees for step 6.
Which can be in the millions.
Millions. Yes, millions. I think the least amount was at least $100,000 to $150,000 on any non-disclosure that I've ever signed.
Absolutely. I fortunately have never had a problem with it, but throughout history, it happens. It happens all the time. And that's why we came up with a non-disclosure. For protection, to protect the production and the people that are working, because without if they lose the production, you look at how many people, hundreds of people that are out of work now.
Oh, yeah. And it's painstaking work. I mean, it's not just like somebody has a great little idea. So we get a notebook out, we write down scratch a couple of notes, and, magically the people appear, and magically the scripts appear, and magically the crew appear. Like, it is painstaking work to put all that together.
Years and years and years to get to the point where everybody's on set.
Right, years.
And one little leak can ruin that whole thing.
Right.
So the best bet is just keep your mouth shut and be glad that you've got the part in the movie. Enjoy it. Do the best work you can. And when it comes out on the movie screen and you see, Mom, this is what I was saying. That just remember. It's not just your life you're putting in danger. It's all the other people that are on set.
You're absolutely right. Well, I think we've covered that topic pretty well, Ken. So what is our next topic for next time? What would you like to discuss?
I'd like to talk about makeup. It'd be that creature or regular makeup.
Makeup? Okay.
Yes. I mean, look at you. Have you not seen a mirror? You are the class act. You do great makeup. I've seen you go from this beautiful woman to this one tooth missing, and I mean the classic makeups. And then I want to go talk about like sci-fi makeup, and I'll see if I can get my buddy. He was on Face Off, Rick Prince. So I'll see if I can get him to make a little guest appearance, make a video for me, and we'll do some bullet things on that. I've been working on that. That's the whole reason I actually said anything about it. So if you haven't seen Face Off, the television series, go to Google, go to YouTube, pull up Rick Prince, winner of Face Off, and check out some of his stuff. And you can go to creaturefeature.com and you can check out some of his work there.
Okay, I just commented that in the stream. I just commented that in the stream. So if anybody would like to see the spelling, it's Rick Prince from Face Off. So that is up here for all of our YouTube and Facebook people out there. I'm going to show it in the live video so that we can definitely see it on Facebook as well as YouTube. Rick Prince from Face Off. So we are going to give him a call and see if he will join us next time to talk about makeup, special effects makeup. I do find it quite fascinating for special effects makeup. I did work with, she was aspiring at the time. Now she's a very successful MUA here in the Atlanta area. And she painted me head to toe in this black paint and then started applying gory pieces all over to my body, so it looked like it was burnt flesh that was falling off, and it was a zombie shoot. So this was just still photography, but a ripped dress, and I got into a creek here in Georgia. It wasn't very fast moving, and I didn't even care about the things that are in there. I just got in there. Why not?
It's for the business.
It was for the business. But I had leaves and stuff in my hair, and it was all crazy. I'll have to find those pictures. They were amazing. So I find it a little hysterical to sit there and watch horror films where there's a lot of special effects makeup and stuff going on, and like frothing at them, like, you know, I know what that is now. And it's like, oh my God, that's hysterical.
Yeah, but when you didn't know what it was like, oh, how'd they make that guy's head blow up?
I know.
How did his eye pop out like that?
Oh,
that's movie magic.
That's the funny thing. I couldn't even watch it when I was pregnant. I was so sensitive to all that stuff that was violent, anything violent. Like, I'm like, oh, no, turn it off. Because it would give me such wicked dreams. And then I got into the business after that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, bring it on. Oh, yeah, I see what that is. Like, that's not.
It's kind of pulling the curtain back against the magician, and it kind of ruins. I don't really want to tell everybody this is how they did that, this is how they did what, but the way Rick explains it, it's amazing. And to watch him work and watch him put the appliances on and transform one person into something totally different is absolutely dumbfounding. The man is a master.
Well, so cool.
I'll try to get a hold of him, and we'll see if we can't make this happen.
Yeah, so cool. All right, I'm really, really excited. So everybody stay tuned. We're going to advertise when the next show is coming on, and hopefully maybe at least a phone call maybe from Mr. Prince, and he can go over some of his fantastic work in the world of makeup, MUA. Oh, man,
awesome.
That would be really awesome. I'm glad you said that. It kind of, it threw me a little bit. I'm like, makeup? What do you want to talk about makeup? I wasn't even thinking. So it's getting late here. Took me a second. But my Viter energy mints are keeping me like, I'm staying alive here, Ken. I'm staying alive. It is all in part to this. Sponsor Vitamins. Go get yours today on Amazon, because Amazon has everything That's right. Or goviter.com, which is listed down below. They have all these great flavors. Everybody, I am so glad and so happy to see everybody in here. Joe Mathis, thank you so much for tuning in. Michael Schwartz, again, they've been commenting, Ken. Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much, everybody. And if you have a question later on that you forgot to ask, feel free to shoot an email to me or to Liz, and we'll be happy to get back to you and give you the answer. And if we don't know the answer, we'll find the answer and we will let you know.
Absolutely. All right, Ken, I always do we are very, very blessed, and we are so blessed. Thank you so much, Ken. I am glad to see you. I am thankful to see you. But would you mind doing the closure of the show tonight?
Absolutely. Everyone, be kind to each other. You are blessed. We are blessed. God bless you. Good night.